guys, let's get right into it. So Timothy and Jennifer, this couple is just unequally yoked. They just do not work together. Timothy is very, soft and delicate and dainty. And Jennifer is very rough and blunt. They require different partners. So Jennifer takes Jimmy Neutron to go meet her daddy because she wants to get her father's approval. She gets him there and her dad is having him do, her dad who was actually, look over his age. Her dad who was trying to get him to do these manly things, I guess, not from where he's from, but what he considers to be masculine. He's trying to get Timothy to do these things. And I'm just like, I don't understand how shooting vitamin B into a cow is going to transfer to this dude being able to take care of your daughter. Because then Jennifer asked him if he wants to castrate one of the animals, and Timothy's just like, oh no, I'm not comfortable with that. And she's just like, he needs to be more masculine. I'm just like, that castration has nothing to do with masculinity. Like, this is something foreign to him. He does not do this. You can't go to Timothy's job and carve out a masterpiece gun. That's what he does. That's his profession. That's how he takes care of himself and probably you at this point. But Jennifer or her father could not do what Timothy does, right? So I just don't think that them measuring his ability to, inject a cow with some vitamins or castrate an animal is somehow a proper measure of his masculinity. I don't think that's fair, because if he's not a masculine dude, why are you accepting support from him? Like, he's not masculine enough for you, but his check's clear. So which is more important, the masculinity or the fact that he could provide? Because if you're a father looking for somebody to take care of your daughter the way that you take care of her, if you're a good provider, wouldn't you want that? Obviously, Timothy is a good provider. He's just not as masculine as you are used to culturally. I get it and I understand. I just felt like the task that he was being made to do were just not proper masculinity or provider measuring sticks. Like, it just seemed like they were just trying to make a fool out of this. So after the fun day on the farm, Timothy and Jennifer go on like this little dessert walk. And guys, because you know everything, what fruit was Timothy and Jennifer eating? Because she said fig, but it don't look like the figs I know. All I know is fig Newtons. Okay, if you do know what that fruit is, please let a sister know, because it looked delicious. The way they were eating it, the way Timothy, like when he bit into that, his eyes rolled in the back of his head. I was like, that's delicious. I want to try it. And I also want to add it to my 90-day Fiance food tour, because that's happening. We're going to put that together. I don't know how, but it's happening. So anyway, Timothy and Jennifer are having this moment, and Jennifer is giving Jimmy Neutron every freaking sign that she is ready. Like, the way she's eating the fruit, Timothy bites into the fruit. She takes her finger, licks the fruit that was falling from his hands, sucks her finger and looks at him in the eyes. It's just like, oh, see, I'm sucking this. I want this to be your penis. But he's not picking it up. Like, he's acting like he doesn't see it. She giving him everything. Like, she's watching him eat the food and she's looking at him like, ooh, how you eat that fruit? I want that to be my coochie. But he don't get it. Like, he's so oblivious to all of her signals that she's giving him. Like, Jennifer is doing the most. I was just like, ooh, girl, tone it down. Because I was catching the signal. Not Timothy. Timothy didn't see it. Or maybe he did see it and he's just like, I think Jennifer intimidates him. I really do. I think culturally, she is just way too forward and too passionate, and it's just not something that he's used to. He's probably used to a more, well, then his ex reminds me of Jennifer. So I don't know what it is about Timothy. Maybe he never had a woman so forward with him. Maybe he always had to make the move. And then to see a woman like take charge with him, maybe he's just not used to that. But then his ex gives me that. Maybe she was like that, and maybe she learned that specifically a guy like Timothy wants to dominate, even though he doesn't give that off. I think he wants to be like, I'm the man in this, and I could really, I could lead you. But Jennifer needs for you to just do it. You know what I mean? She doesn't want you to talk about it. She doesn't want you to, plan it. She just wants you to do it. Like, if you want to kiss her, and she's waiting for him to make these decisions and just take charge, because that's what she's used to. But Timothy isn't. Like, he's just not that guy. This is why I say this couple is unequally yoked. They are not a good fit for each other. So they sit down and they finally have the much needed and anticipated kiss, which is something that Jennifer needed. I think she's used to the men in her culture who let her know that they want her and that they're interested in her, who are very, just passionate men. And I totally get where she's coming from because I'm used to dating black men. You know what I mean? I remember the first non-black man that I dated. I didn't even know the dude liked me. I was just like, oh, you're attracted to me? He's like, I've been giving you all these signals. And I'm like, I didn't know, because I'm used to black men who are like, if they're interested in you, a black man will let you know. There won't be any signals. He'll just say it. Hey, I'm interested in you, shorty. What you doing this weekend? You know what I mean? Like, or hey, I'm trying to get you pregnant. Like, they let you know that they are interested in you. But he was just like, oh, well, I was bringing you coffee. I was always bringing you Starbucks. And I was like, I thought you were just being nice. I didn't know you was interested in me. I'm not shocked, but I'm just saying I'm used to a different kind of man. So I think that's what's happening with Jennifer and Timothy. And I also think that Timothy, because he even said it, he was just like, I'm afraid of or scared of having sex with her because sad. This is really sad, and I couldn't believe that he admitted it. He knows that he can't, put it down like a Latin man. And I was like, shout out to you, brother, for just telling it like it is. You know what I mean? He's like, I've had sex, right? But this woman has been with Latin men and I ain't no Latin dude. I ain't got that in me. And so he's intimidated of being intimate with her because he doesn't want her to be disappointed because he feels like he can't add up. Shout out to Timothy for his honesty, because a lot of men would not say that, even though that's what a lot of men think, specifically with culture. You know what I mean? So a lot of times when, men that are not of your culture are approaching you, they're intimidated by the men in your culture. Specifically because they're interested in you and they know that you are used to a certain kind of man and they know that they can't do that. So they're interested in you, but they are not approaching you because they know that they can't give you what the men in your culture give you. But guys just have to realize we are women. We're about love first. Like, if you can love and treat us like the gods that we are, well, we'll let you know what to do to get us where we need to be. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Avery and Omar. So I did not know that Omar had so many fans, okay? Ladies, y'all are loving Omar. Every time there is an Omar comment in my comment section, it either starts with, well, Omar is really attractive, or ends with, Omar is really attractive. Y'all are loving yourselves some Omar. Let me find out that y'all in his Instagram DMs cutting up. If y'all do, let a sister know if you respond, because we need that tea. We need that tea, because the way you guys are talking about him in my comment section, the way them women on Twitter is talking about him, I know that his social media is blowing up. I wouldn't be surprised if Omar is living here right now with a rich white woman. So Omar is not trying to marry this woman. Avery, sis, you and your mama have gotten on this man's nerves. Omar has tried everything to derail this wedding. So like a couple hours before they're here to get married, Omar comes in and he's just like, oh, we got to get our marriage approved by the Muslim courts and it's so far away and I don't know, it's impossible. Like, he is not trying to make it happen. But Avery's mama, she's just like, I'm getting on the plane tonight. I'm going to see my child get married. Let's go. So they hop in a taxi and they go to the Muslim court to get everything approved, and it happens very quickly. Omar's disappointed. He has tried to jump out the window so many times on this marriage, and Avery's mama is just like, hell no, I'm going to see my child get married to you. Even though I think it's one of the worst decisions she's made in her life, I want to be there to take the pictures. Girl, what? So we finally get to their wedding, and listen, Avery's mama is yet again serving ET. Like, she don't even try to make, is it a hijab? The hijab work. Like, she's not even trying to make it work. She just has the hijab like right here. And I'm like, ma'am, you don't even want to make it look cute. Anyway, so they're at the wedding and she finds out that she can't be a witness to her daughter's wedding because I guess within the faith or within this law, she's not considered a full human being because she's a woman. Listen, I get it, right? I'm very open-minded. In that part, I was just like, okay. You know what I mean? So I understood. And I also understood that she really wanted to be a witness at her daughter's wedding. So I got it, right? I got that she felt some sort of way. It still did not excuse her poor behavior at her daughter's wedding. She was making a lot of comments that could have gotten them put out, gotten them put out of the mosque. She could have had the entire wedding be dismantled. Now, the only person who would be happy about that is Omar, but the wedding proceeded on, and Avery and Omar are now husband and wife, and the only one excited about that is Avery. Even in their confessional, she was like, this wonderful man is my husband. And Omar was like, like, didn't say anything. Didn't even say, and this wonderful woman is my wife. He's just like, I'm interested to see what happens with this couple. I really, really am. Honestly, when I saw it in the beginning, I was just like, this dude is scamming her, because she's this naive little kid. And then when it all started playing out, I was just like, we got to save Omar. We got to save Omar from this family. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Do you think that he's like into her and maybe he's just shy in front of the cameras? Because they have their moments where they seem like they have a really good time. But I think that Omar would just really enjoy hanging out with Avery, probably like casually dating her. I don't think he wanted the whole wife. I really, really don't, because I think that he knows that she's a lot to take on right now and that she's very new to the faith, and she's also American. She has a lot of privileges that he does not have. And it's just, she's just a lot. She's just a lot to take on, and I just don't think he wanted that in a wife. What do y'all think? Let's talk about it. So y'all know that Avery's mama in her ignorance has gotten on my last nerve, right? But I felt for her in this scene. So after the wedding, they're having a celebratory dinner, and Avery decides to drop on her mother to let her know that she's moving to Syria. Her mother has the reaction that any mom, any parent would have. Like, you just got married to a dude that I don't approve of, but I know you're going to do it anyway, so I want to be here to protect you. And you tell me that you're moving to Syria with him. How was that woman supposed to react? And honestly, guys, I felt like Avery wanted her to have that reaction. That's why she waited. That's why she told, the pastor or whatever, and his mom and her, his wife and her friend that she was moving to Syria before she told her mother. Because she wanted her mother to see that, and she wanted her mother to feel pain. There is something going on with Avery and her mama, and I feel like Omar and the Muslim faith has got mixed up in the fact that this kid is trying to get back at her mom for whatever reason. I suspect, and I talked about it before, I think that she feels neglected. I think that she feels like her mother pays more attention to her younger siblings than she does to her. But again, this is what happens when you have children very young. You're growing up as well, and I think her mom made, decisions that Avery probably didn't feel like she necessarily benefited from, but the mom is growing and learning as well. You know what I mean? You were her first kid. Sometimes the first kid is the experiment child because you don't know what you're doing. So she probably handled things better with her younger siblings than she did with her. And Avery probably resents her for that. So now she's acting out and doing things that would hurt her. She's Muslim. Again, you guys know, I don't think that there's anything wrong with the Muslim faith. I just think that she is using that as a trigger to get at her mother. Now, she could probably really be a devout Muslim woman. I am not doubting that. I'm just saying that I feel like she reached out to this faith for shock. What we're not going to do is act like Muslim people don't exist in America. I know there's probably a mosque in our neighborhood. I know there's probably Muslim people in Avery's neighborhood, but she got a man from Syria so that she could have this moment where she's looking her mom in her face and she's saying, I'm moving to Syria. Because you have to watch Avery, right? When she told her mother that she was moving to Syria, her mom started breaking down, and Avery just sat there and watched her. And just like, there was no emotion. I felt like she was saying good. You know what I mean? Like, the thing is, I don't want to say what I see because it's horrible. You know what I mean? But I think that this is what's happening. I really, really do. I want to be wrong. I don't want to be right about this. This is ugly. This is really, really sad if I'm right. I don't want to be. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that these two really, found each other and fell in love, and they're going to last and, live a wonderful, safe life in Syria, come home for the holidays, meet with the family. Everybody gets along and they're one big happy family. That's what I want, but I'm seeing something totally different. Ugh. So Darcy and Tom, y'all, Tom has spent one day with Darcy and her sister, and he has had it. He is sick of it. He's just like, I'm not enjoying myself here. You and your sister make me very uncomfortable. Shout out to Tom for at least being very honest. So Darcy wants to make this trip. She wants to at least salvage this trip because she sees that Tom is not really having a good time. And so she sits down with her sister and she wants to talk to her about, everything that's going on and see how they can, resolve whatever issues that they have, or, just turn down the twin thing because it's turning off her man. And all I want to say is Darcy's eyelashes. I feel like Darcy has some issues, right? But we love her. We overlook the fact that there's something, going on. You know what I mean? But because she's great TV and because she's just a fan favorite, we overlook a lot of things. I will say this. I feel like her eyelashes make her a bit more kooky than she really is. Because when she was sitting down with her sister and she was talking to her, her sister had different lashes. Darcy had very harsh lashes, and the way she was talking, I was just like, I don't think Darcy is this crazy. I think it's the eyelashes adding on to, her mannerisms and making her look a little, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Because when Darcy was talking to her sister, she was just like, yeah, well, we just have to, the eyelashes are just a go. We just have to fix it. It's that twin thing. And I'm like, take off them lashes. You won't seem unstable. I hope so. There has to be an explanation for why Darcy is so emotional. Maybe her sister is the same way and we don't see it because she knows how to keep it together when the cameras are rolling, or maybe she's not. But next to her sister, Darcy just seems like the unwell twin, because when her and her sister are talking about the issues that they were having, the sister's just like, well, let's let it go. Let's have a really good time. And Darcy's like, yeah, shaking this like sugar packet. Yeah, well, fix some things. And I'm like, Darcy, what's going on? You know what it is? She's just overdramatic. That's what it is. Darcy probably grew up very spoiled, always got her way, and if she didn't get her way, she would have fits to manipulate people into giving her things. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe she is just overly dramatic because it has worked for her when she was younger, and now that she's older, people are looking at her like, girl, you got to get it together. Sis, I think you just need to take an acting class, channel all of that drama into that. Then when that acting class wraps, leave that drama there. Go about your day having less dramatic takes on life. You need to channel all of that drama into a place that's not a human being, because you're ruining your relationships, Darcy. With everybody, but your kids, because they love you. They're the only ones still holding on. Your kids and your sister who's trying to move to Albania to get away from you and all your drama. She don't want to be with the Albanian crypt keeper. She's probably doing it because all y'all do is fight. Darcy, please get this man out of Albania. Tom has had it. He's had it with her. He's had it with her sister. He's had it with Albania. He is on his last turtleneck and Gucci scarf. He is ready to go. So they're in this like rickety van driving an hour to this outdoor market, right? When they get there, Tom is just like, I've essentially spent an hour in a van to go to a flea market. The thing is, he never wants to go to Albania in the first place. And then when he gets to Albania, Darcy and her sister are fighting. It's not a lot of posh stuff to do there because that's what he likes to do. And he's just miserable. He's not enjoying himself. I think he's taking out a lot of his misery on Darcy, because he says to her that he wanted to go to, I forget what the name of this like coast, or Amalfi? No, what's the Amalfi coast? He wanted to take her somewhere very posh and bougie, right? And he says that, well, I just wanted to go there because that's where my parents got engaged. And I don't know, maybe it would have sparked something. But now that I'm here, I'm seeing you in a very different light. And I just don't know, if I want to make that move with you. Well, that's all Darcy needed to hear. That's all emotional Darcy needed to hear. So now she's getting emotional because she feels like like if she would have did what Tom wanted her to do, that she would have been engaged. But instead, she's here with her sister and her man, and Darcy's man is miserable. She's not engaged, and now she's blaming her sister because her sister wanted her to come to Albania. But you're a grown woman and you say yes. How is it your sister's fault that Tom is manipulating you because he wanted to go somewhere, he didn't get his way, so he throws in your face? If I would have went where I wanted to go, you probably would have had a ring. That's not a quality of a dude that you want to be your husband. He's manipulating you and he's making you feel bad, and he knows your emotional triggers, so he's using something that could harm you to get you to say, okay, well, let's leave. I don't want to be here anymore. That's what he's doing. He's manipulating you, Darcy. Even if you went to where he wanted you to go, he was not going to propose to you. He was saying that in the beginning. He didn't even want to have sex with you, let alone propose to you, girl. Wake up. Wake up. And I really feel bad because I feel like she's going to come after her sister for this and not come after the dude who's playing her. Because Darcy can never, I think it's because Darcy wants a man so badly, she'll overlook poor behavior just to be in a relationship. There are people who are like that. You know what I mean? I ain't knocking it. I know that there are people who are just relationship people, and so they will deal with a lot of stuff because they're codependent and they don't want to be alone. My hope for Darcy is that she watches this season and finally gets the therapy that she needs, because Darcy for several seasons now has consistently been manipulated and scammed by European men who are only using her for reality TV fame. We can all see it. We can all see it. Tom is just Jesse with the perm. Like, they're the same dude. They want the same things. They want to be these reality TV stars. They love the cameras. They love the fame. They love the attention. They don't love Darcy, but she's their ticket in. So Michael and his abuser make up again. And I'm sick of this couple. I really, really am. Like, I don't want them to come back. The only way it will be okay for me if these two come back is if production explains to Donald Trump in the sundress that she cannot put her hands on this man. It's just ugly to watch her constantly abuse him. Yes, Michael is grown, but we know that she is manipulating him. We know that she is using him. We know that he is using her. She's using him for all of his Mandingo glory. She gets all of her little sexual chocolate, fantasies off with this dude, and he's using her for citizenship. I honestly get it, but I don't think that any couple needs to be putting their hands on either partner, no matter what. It's horrible, and it's something that should not be okay on this TV show. So that needs to be addressed, and that needs to be handled. So they have this whole makeup session, and Angela is sitting over here crying and just like, Michael, I can't do this anymore. I don't want you taking advantage of me. And I'm like, girl, we have watched you beat him up for 2 seasons now. Nobody cares about your tears. You are in the wrong here. You sitting over here doing all this crying like we're supposed to feel bad for you. Absolutely not. We feel bad for Michael. Then Angela and Michael go to see Michael's mother, the style icon of Nigeria, okay? Because mother had on sense. First of all, in the scene that she was in with Michael and Angela, mother was dressed to the nines. Then we get her confessional attire. She got a beanie. She got a rainbow suit on. Mama was looking good. I was like, yes. Give them looks, mama. So anyway, Angela is talking to Michael's mom, and she's just like, I just don't like him, lying to me, like trying to get sympathy from the mom. But I'm just like, you telling his mama how he was lying to you, but are you also going to tell his mama how you was beating on him? She made sure to leave that out. Then Michael's mom is just like, he's my only child that hasn't given me some grandkids. So, I would like grandchildren. How can you do it? I know you're a woman of a particular age. Can he get somebody here in Nigeria and get them pregnant and you two can raise a baby? And Angela's just like, oh no, he is not going to have sex with another woman. I'm not raising another woman's baby. But that's what you're going to do anyway, right? Yes, if your daughter gives you her egg, or if you get a donor egg, it's going to be another woman's egg. Like, you won't be a part of that process. You would be the mom, but that's a donor egg from somebody else's body that somebody created with Michael. Like, you won't. I didn't understand that, right? And I'm not speaking negatively about, women getting donor eggs or couples getting donor eggs, because I actually know a couple who went through the process. That is her child, right? What I'm saying is Angela's making this big deal like the process is not the same. The only difference is that Michael would be physically entering a woman without the way of doctors. But it's just like, how are you getting upset about this one idea, which is the same idea that you presented? She is so frustrating, because I feel like, just like Rebecca, she makes issues where there are none. There are no issues, and she just creates conflict because she constantly lives in a space of chaos. She's confusion. That is her new name, Confusion. Rebecca and Ziad, nothing much really happened with this couple. The only thing that I want to talk about is Rebecca's friend who ran like a background check on Ziad. I thought that was in poor taste. I didn't like it. Here's why. Rebecca is the only one in this relationship who has been lying. She has lied about several things to Ziad. Ziad has never once come, at least to us, been presented as a liar. Rebecca is the liar. So why are you running a background check on Ziad like it's fair? I didn't like that. I did not like that. Her friend is just like, oh, I didn't find anything. But this was curious to me. It gave me pause. He hasn't had a job ever. Okay, and what's the problem? This is clearly a relationship of convenience. Rebecca gets another young brown foreign man that she can do all kinds of sexual stuff with, and Ziad gets to live in America like a middle-class white woman. They both getting out of this what they want. So what's the problem? He don't need to work. He working his penis on Rebecca. That's all he need to do. Because that's all she cares about. She don't know this dude. And she got to Tunisia. The first thing she wanted to do was have sex with him. Let's get to the hotel. Let's do all this. It's a relationship of convenience. You don't need to work when he's slaying her in the bedroom. That's what Rebecca wanted. That's what Rebecca got. So I don't understand this. Oh my goodness, if he doesn't have any work history, how is he going to get a job in America? Girl, you stop. Stop it, Rebecca. You know good and well that he's not going to be able to work for a couple years. Stop it. You are not concerned about that. Rebecca is scamming. Rebecca been messing with Ziad for a minute. She is on this show acting like this relationship is new. This is what Rebecca do. So she's bringing up all of these things, trying to cause conflict, and Ziad is looking at her like, what are you talking about? They have a comfortability, which lets me know that they've been talking for a minute. His pictures is all over her place. So there is some history with this couple. Rebecca is just trying to act like all of this stuff is new and she's figuring this stuff out and she's holding stuff from him. And I just feel like she's doing all of this to manipulate the storyline. The only one who isn't in on the scam is Ziad. Pastor Benjamin and Akini. Benjamin goes to visit Akini's father's church. And while he's sitting in the church, he's just like, I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm kind of scared. And you know what? I was looking at this service and I was just like, if you're not of this culture, you know what I mean? This would be, a little frightening and intimidating for you, right? But while I'm watching the father preach, I'm watching everybody pray, I'm looking at the outfits, I simply said to myself, that Black culture, especially Black church culture, is the same all across the Black diaspora, because I'm looking at this church service like, this is what I grew up in. And I grew up in Philadelphia. I was like, this is my culture too. It's so amazing how Black people can be separated for centuries and still have so many similarities. Like this church scene, it could be in any Black church anywhere in the world. And it would all, there would be so many familiar elements. That was so amazing. I was looking at that like, wow. I was getting into the service because I knew exactly what was going on. But Benjamin, I can understand him being a little scared. The dad is screaming at a chair. People are praying fervently with a lot of passion. That's just Black people. We are extra in any and everything that we do. Let's talk about Akini and the games that she is playing with Benjamin, because every time she meets with Benjamin, there's another task that he has to complete to get her to be his wife, right? And I'm Team Benjamin on this one because he was just like, I understand that I have to do all of these things. Have Akini become my wife. I really wish that she would just give me a play-by-play so I can know what I need to do, because he does want to marry her. I think it's not fair for her to this dude is not from your culture, sis. He don't know what he's doing. He's a fish out of water. You done came and changed all of his plans, got him living in your brother's place, who is clearly scamming and saying, things about him and you that make you feel uncomfortable in some sort of way. So he's uncomfortable in this home that he didn't want to be in the first place. The father don't want to meet him. He goes to this church where he don't know nothing about the culture that's in there. Like, he keeps on getting thrown into these situations where he's just made to figure it out. And I don't think it's fair. I don't think that every time he sees her, it got to be a pop quiz. Like, he's always getting these surprise exams to be with this woman. And it's not fair. Because what are you doing for him? Like, how are you showing him that you're the good wife? You know what I mean? How are you showing him that you are a partner that he wants to be with? Like, is he giving you any exams? He's just really trying to be there for you. And you keep on saying, well, now you got to meet with my father and the elders. And if they don't approve of you, we can't get married. Right before he goes in to meet him, he's like a Keeney. Like, you have to show him that you would also be a good partner for him as well. Right now, sis, you're not looking like a good partner. Because I'm not Benjamin, but I'm annoyed. How would you feel every time you meet with, like, this person that you're interested in? It's just like, oh, you got to do this. Now you got to do this. Now you got to do this. Oh, my family didn't like how you did what you did, but I'm not going to tell you what you did. So I'm going to just sit here and sulk while you try to make me feel better, and I'm going to tell you to leave me alone. Like, it's too many hoops that he has to jump through, and it's unfair. I tell y'all, I have to be honest with you. When Akini's father was just like, I never intended for my daughter to marry a white... It took me out because I was just like, are you going to finish the sentence? And then I was like, oh, that was it. A white. Then we had this moment that, I don't know, it was really sweet to me. So Benjamin comes in to meet with Akini's father and the elders of her community and her mother, and he's just talking about his intentions with their daughter. And he just speaks so highly and wonderfully of Akini. When Benjamin says to Akini's father that Akini is a godsend to him, I was like, oh my God. He was like, she's a godsend. That's why I want her to be my wife. I just felt like Benjamin was really, really trying. And you could tell that there was something there, that he really, really cared for her. And I don't know. I thought that was really sweet. I just love the whole culture of it. And I love the fact that this foreign dude was coming into a culture that he did not know, but he was abiding by the laws and the rules of the land and of that culture. And just to see like him just speaking to this community about this woman that he intends to marry and the kind of husband he plans on being and who she is to him. I don't know. It was beautiful. I was like, oh, he got me with godsend. I'm going to be real with you. He got me with calling her a godsend. So Benjamin gets the approval of the elders and of Akini's father, which seemed fairly easy. The way they were talking about the dad, I don't know, the buildup that we got. And then when we see this man and then how he interacts, I'm just like, do he know how y'all was talking about him? He didn't seem as awful as they were trying to make him out to be. Or not awful, but like as tough that they were trying to make the dad out to be. But anyway, Benjamin gets the approval. And as soon as he gets the approval to marry Akini, the family is like, okay, where's the dowry? Where are the jewels? Like, what's going on? You want Akini, lace us out, period. Now Benjamin is nervous because he ain't got no money. And I'm like, well, if you knew that you needed a dowry, right? Because he talked about that from the beginning. If you knew that you needed that, you should not have came all the way here, and you knew that you probably did not have the funds needed to secure your wife. Don't come. And before we wrap this up, I just want to say this. Why in the hell was Akini's mama wearing Ziad's jacket? Did y'all see that? I was just like, did Ziad and Rebecca stop by Akini's family home and give her a jacket? Because this is why it was so noticeable. Because in one scene, she's like wearing this beautiful yellow dress. And then like all of a sudden they cut to the same scene. And somehow within the same scene, they cut to her. And now all of a sudden she's wearing like this biker jacket. We just said the hell with continuity, right? Uncle Caesar, what are you doing, bro? We don't believe this. Like literally Caesar just got a free trip to Mexico. All expenses paid. All he had to do was vlog for TLC and interact with these freaking day players that they hired to make it seem like they were this traveling family that really cared about his story. Like, you really want me to believe that these day players are actual real people who was just somehow traveling at the same time as Caesar, are now really invested in his story, and they've been on this show now for like 3 or 4 episodes. You really want me to believe that these are not hired actors? They're not hired actors. Why did they walk up to Caesar fully mic'd? fully might. Hey, Caesar, what's going on? Oh, so she didn't come? Wow, you're just sitting here having a beautiful romantic dinner by yourself. Is somebody here with you? Get out of here. Get out of here, guys. This storyline, it just has so many holes from the beginning, and the fact that we never got to see Maria. Huge letdown. Huge letdown and waste of our time. And Caesar has this really fake breakdown, and it's just like, oh, I'm done. No more. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm hurt. Like, dude, get out of here with this. Please. Maria's not coming. I just got it now. She's taking advantage of me. Denzel is shaking. That's it for me. This was an interesting episode. I don't think it was as good as the other ones. I feel like this was another filler that we got to like kind of wrap up some stories, and then we're going to get all these big surprises next week, which I'm looking forward to. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and join me next week for the following episode of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. Bye, guys.